Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self-realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Guru Bhakti Yoga, authored by my Param Guru Dev, Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj of Divine Life Society, Rishikesh, India, and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda of Swami Jyotirmayananda Society in Sacramento, California. So we are continuing our series on Guru Bhakti Yoga, and we are reading the discourse from Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj, done in 1957. So we are moving on to the next one. It's called the Wheel of Divine Life. Salutations to the Supreme Guru, the immortal spirit, the common unifying entity present in all. So that's our Guru Dev always addresses everybody as blessed self in all, because it's not the body we are looking at or talking to, we are talking to the Atma inside of you. So salutations to the torch bearers of divine knowledge, salutations to all seekers of truth who live in the divine life. That's why the name of Swamiji Society was Divine Life Society, lead a divine life. And I always address all of you as Om Tat Sat, divine souls, because divinity is our essential nature. Adorations for all holy aspirations, benedictions for the fruition of every noble endeavor. The eternal mysteries of the human spirit, the ever restlessness and dissatisfied emotional being of man, and the inadequacies of our physical, mortal, temporal existence, the failure of the intellect to solve the problems of life satisfactorily, all these are there. They limit us, isn't it? Doesn't matter how much intellectual knowledge we have, we are always wanting something different. The baffling gulf that separates great ideas from the rude realities all tend to turn one's mind towards God, because there comes a time where all our intellect, all our might, all our money, all the power becomes absolutely helpless. Then we are, then we remember of God and we go to Him. But how much nicer it would be if we had God all the time in our heart. Divine life is the process through which one progresses towards the realization of God. So this is not a one-day affair. You have to lead your life all the time. Many people go to church on Sundays, or many go to temples, and they think that they have fulfilled their obligation to God by their 1 or 2 hours of trip to the temple. It doesn't work like that. God resides in your own heart, so therefore He is with you 24/7, every second, every day, every hour, and you have to lead that life. Every action of yours is a prayer. So just like you behave in the temple, behave like that in the world also, because everything is God's creation. So then you achieve the remedy of all the ills that life is here to. The Guru is the guide who leads the aspirant on the way. So it's a blessing to have a Guru. And the aspirant is the pilgrim who toils on the ascent of divine life. So think of it that you are lost in a desert and not knowing which direction, how to go, what to do. You're thirsty and parched, and there comes a Guru with water in his hand, cool water, some nice food, and also the directions to show you the way. What more? You still have to walk, but now you have a purpose. You know where to go. You know what to do. You have the energy, the charm, the will within. So that is what a guru's role is in a disciple's life. A progressive refinement of the mental and moral make up the man in the primary objective of divine life. So that should be our essential nature, to be pure, to continue to refine ourselves from the depth. It begins with dedication to some fundamental principles such as truth, purity, and non injury. So that is Satyam, Shauch, and Ahimsa. So all these are essential virtues that a disciple should resolve to follow, and the practice of which automatically entails the enforcement of self discipline. So self discipline is hard because you have to check yourself, nobody else is going to remind you. So you have to set up your alarm on time, you have to do your things. And if you start becoming, if your mind is corrupted, or if your mind becomes confused, you will start relaxing and pushing off things and procrastinating, and before you know it, your spiritual practice will dwindle. So be very cautious. The implementation of these three fundamental principles in the daily life of the individual is very important. It constitutes the vital part of divine life, meaning to live in truth. Don't lie, don't hurt others, don't realize the truth is that you are a spirit, not the body. And then the purity, do things with with a constant desire to cleanse your soul, purify, 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 and then always think of others as your own self. If you get hurt, others get hurt too. When you feel bad when somebody speaks rudely or harshly to you, they feel bad when you do the same to them. So think of yourself as an extension of them, then you will not do those things um, unintentionally or intentionally. So the goal is to purify ourselves. Human nature has two sides, the negative and the positive, one trying to take over the other. They are also known as Jekyll and Hyde, Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde. These are the elements in every man. You may also call them as Asuri, Devi Asuri Sampatti Yoga. There's a whole chapter in Bhagavad Gita that just focuses on this. What are our demoniac qualities, what are our divine qualities? When the Hyde element dominates, one becomes a social derelict, bringing upon oneself and others all the evil consequences of boundless passions, destructive sadism, and the instinctive part of one's being. You forget the true purpose of your existence. Yet there are people who have in them a remarkable measure of the Jekyll element, which distinguishes them as great benefactors of society, and who are far in a better position to be in peace with themselves, and then they encourage others, they do social service, they help others. So there is good and evil in this world, and we should try to follow the good, and they are within us also. We are sometimes good and evil, so we have to nourish our good side. The positive ultimately overcome the negative. So the more you become stronger, the more sattva you are in, the more meditation you do, the more you listen to satsang of the gurus, so then you will develop more positive. The In reality, the negative forces hold an irrepressible sway over frequent phases in the lives of most of the people. Most people fall prey to temptations, to lust, to greed, to anger, to jealousy. So, even though the positive forces are full of bliss and love, they are overpowered by these negative forces. But not so with those who have made a beginning in the walking of life, who are a sincere disciple and who have a guru, a true teacher, and then they are following those teachings with discrimination, and they are ruling over their viveka. They are using their introspective abilities and doing good actions. Vairagya sanctifies their motives because they see all things as transient. They know they are on the right path. And mumukshutva means overcoming the fear of death, that inspires their endeavors, each of the three deriving its strength and light from the spiritual part of their being. So, the more good you do, the more you nourish your soul, the better off we all are. So, to follow the path of truth, purity, and non injury is implicative of the highest form of self discipline. That is very difficult to do. It's easily said, follow truth, follow purity, and then ahimsa or non-injury, but to practice it is a lifetime of work. So write your journal. Swami Shivanandaji used to insist on that. So he says, amounting to neutralizing every negative propensity emanating from the lower nature. So we have to continue to suppress those intrinsic desires of anger, lust, jealousy, greed, desires, unending desires. It takes discipline. So truth necessarily indicates, apart from the chastity of speech, the right sense of values. What is good for my soul? What should I do? The courage to implement into action what one knows to be true. So follow what is true and take action. Though it may not be entirely conducive, sometimes it is very difficult to follow the path of truth. Like Lord Rama had to go to the forest for 14 years just to keep his father's word. He didn't even give that word, he was simply handed over that um, decision, and he followed it with utmost sincerity. So because he wanted to follow the path of truth. So that means sometimes we have to pay a big price. Socrates had to drink poison. He refused to escape from prison like a coward, even though people were willing to help him at night to get away. He said, no, I would rather die like a hero and die for the cause of my belief. If I run away, people will say he ran away like a coward. But these principles, these people are very rare. Therefore, be like them, be inspired by them, and try to follow their teachings in your life also. So it can be hard. Truth can be hard. It can hurt you. It can be detrimental to one's material good. But then we say, Satyameva Jayate. What is truth will always guide you, protect you. You will be tested. But once you clear it, then truth will give you peace. You will sleep like a king on a rock anywhere you are. But if you don't have that Satya truth, then you may be a billionaire, but you will be and sleeping on comfortable pillows, they will become arrows for you. They will constantly prick you in the form of tension, lack of sleep, unhappiness, all those things. So truth also means the strength of will to abide by all positive principles, a sense of justice, an unbiased mind, and recognition of the pervasiveness of its subtle essence in all of the life. So that is very important, that we follow these things and apply them in our daily life. So with this we conclude our satsang, and we'll start this journey in tomorrow's, continue this journey in tomorrow's satsang. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat.